strong enough. You like this range?
On a remote, secluded island, several children were reluctantly watching cartoon programs. A woman holding her young daughter burst into the room in panic, placed the girl inside, and told the other children to stay silent before leaving in fear. Minutes later, someone began banging on the door. A little boy named Jamie nervously went to open it, but suddenly, a pack of ravenous zombies broke into the room and attacked the children, while Jamie managed to escape. Outside, his mother shouted for him to run as she was attacked by a female zombie. The terrified Jimmy burst into the chapel inside which his father was busy praying to God.
So scared, Dad.
Jamie told him everything, but his father weirdly told him that it was destined to come off, calling it the Judgment Day. He then gave his locket to Jamie, asking him to keep it with him all the time. Not long after, the starving zombies broke into the chapel and killed Jamie's father, making him one of their kind, while Jamie helplessly saw this by hiding in a cabin. Now, we see a note informing that the rage virus laid waste to the UK. It was driven back from continental Europe, and the British mainland was quarantined to check the virus, leaving the survivors on their own. 28 years later, we see a secluded British island in the middle of an ocean. This island is inhabited by the survivors of the rage virus, which nearly wiped out 98% of the world's population. Next, the scene cuts to Jamie, who is now fully grown up, waking up his 12-year-old son, Spike. When the deranged zombies killed Jamie's parents in the mainland, he had fled here, settled a community, and started to spend the rest of his life with the other members of the community. He got Spike ready, as it was time to learn how to hunt the zombies. Spike took all the essential items such as ball, arrows, and knife, which would come in handy while encountering the zombies in the mainland. Upstairs, Isla, Jamie's wife, was sick and needed to be looked after. So Jamie went upstairs to check on her. She asked Spike how his day at school had been, to which Spike replied that he hadn't gone to school that day. Actually, Isla had no idea what was going on outside. He then left with his father for the mainland to begin a new chapter of his life. Each member of the community wished him good luck before he set out for the mainland. The head of the clan explained the rules of the community to Jamie and his son, Spike. She said to Spike if he left, he could come back, but if he didn't, no one would be permitted to go and find him. Beyond the door, he would be on his own. Afterward, through a causeway, they left the island. Shortly, they made it to the mainland, the land full of hungry and bloodthirsty zombies. Jamie and Spike entered a forest, hoping to find a zombie there, and it happened as well. They found a naked zombie crawling slowly on the ground, while a crow was feeding on his flesh by sitting on his back. Jamie told Spike that there might be some more zombies hiding somewhere in the trees, but the little Spike seemed nervous upon seeing the crawling zombie. Jamie egged on him, asking him to go and kill the creepy creature. With great focus, Spike successfully shot the zombie in the neck, killing it. The lurking zombie got back to his feet to take revenge, but sadly got killed by Jamie. The scream of the zombies echoed through the forest, compelling Jamie and Spike to wrap up their training and leave. On the way back home, they came upon a house up the hill and headed toward it, keeping their bows and arrows ready. They cautiously stepped into the house, only to find it rotting from inside. Soon they were startled by a cry, emanating from a nearby room. Jamie and Spike entered the room only to find the body of an infected man hanging upside down from a rope. Spike became disturbed by the sight, but Jamie forced him to look at it. He then asked Spike to kill the infected man, but Spike lacked the guts to pull it off, feeling sorry for the infected man. However, he aimed at the poor man and shot him in the head when the infected man managed to free himself. In the woods, the duo of father and son discovered a brutally ripped apart carcass of a deer, which Jamie weirdly liked. At a short distance, Spike found the decapitated head of the deer pinned to the trunk of a tree. Jamie immediately became alert, revealing to his son that an alpha zombie did that. So they cut and run instantly, heading back to the island. Not long after, they caught the eyes of an alpha from a distance. In a matter of seconds, a horde of rabid zombies arrived, freezing Jamie and Spike in fear. Frightened, the duo rushed back to the island as fast as they could while the naked zombies ran after them to hunt them down. Subsequently, a brutal encounter broke out between the duo of father and son and the blood-sucking zombies. Jamie and Spike escaped into a time-worn house, but the insane zombies also followed them. Jamie and his son broke into the attic to save themselves from the zombies lurking below. The entire day went by, and the Alpha kept waiting in the distance for Jamie and Spike to come out of the house, but Jamie and Spike hid terrified in the house and kept an eye on the Alpha zombie. Spike spotted a fire across the woods and curiously asked his father about it. Jamie dodged the question, telling him that he has never been there, but Spike didn't seem convinced by this response. Later, he had a nightmare in which his mother Isla asked him to save her from drowning. Just then, the whole house started to collapse, and Jamie and Spike narrowly escaped.
Chimney fucking died on us.
Afterward, they rushed back to the causeway, unaware that the Alpha kept looking at them from a distance. Jamie and Spike began crossing the causeway, having no problem on their mind, but soon their comfort came to an end when they found Alpha sprinting toward them. Jamie and Spike ran to the door while yelling at the doorkeeper to open the door. The keeper heard them and began opening the door, whereas other men from the community shot arrows at the Alpha, bringing him down. However, the resilient Alpha got up the very next moment, resuming his pursuit. Nevertheless, a fiery arrow pierced his chest, putting him to sleep once and for all. This way, Jamie and Spike are saved. The people of the community celebrated Spike's first hunt with great pomp, and Jamie exaggerated his son's feats at the congregation. However, Spike tried to speak the truth but was checked by his father. Later, Jamie became busy with Rosie, a young woman from the community. Making the most of the opportunity, Jamie secretly got out of the party with Rosie, but Spike went after him. Spike caught his father in the act when he found his father making love to Rosie in a desolate place. Heartbroken, Spike returned home, meeting his grandfather. He revealed to him that he saw a fire in the remote part of the forest. Spike's grandfather said it might be old Kelson, who used to be a doctor on this island 30 years back. Then Spike said that Jamie, his father, told him that all the real doctors were dead. That's why no one knew what happened to Isla. Spike feels betrayed by his father, realizing that his father has been lying to him all along. Spike confronted his father about why he never told him about a doctor named Dr. Kelson on the mainland. Then Jamie revealed that Kelson used to be a doctor, but now he has gone insane. Before you were born, we were looking for food in the forest. We accidentally went close to Kelson's. We got to the brow of a hill, and we saw Kelson burning thousands of corpses arranged in lines. This frightened us and forced us to run. It has been 15 years since that incident, and no one has dared to go there again. Afterward, Spike confronted his father about his illicit relationship with Rosie. Jamie is angered by this and slaps his son for overstepping. Spike arrives in his mother's room, telling her that everything is okay. Soon Jamie arrives, but pushes him out of the room, yelling, "Leave them alone." Outside, Spike sets a tattered cabin on fire and screams for help. He misleads the gateman to the burning cabin. He makes the most of the opportunity and flees with his mother toward the mainland to get her treated by Dr. Kelson. Not long after, Isla and Spike successfully crossed the causeway and arrived on the mainland. On their way to Dr. Kelson's, they find themselves exhausted, so they decide to rest for the night in an abandoned building. Spike asks his mother to get some sleep while he keeps watch. However, little Spike also dozes off from the grueling journey, unaware that a crawling zombie is approaching him. Before the creature can harm Spike, Isla brutally kills it while he remains asleep. The next morning, Isla and Spike leave the building and continue their journey toward Dr. Kelson. Meanwhile, a group of soldiers is seen fleeing from a pack of hungry zombies. Some of them get infected during the encounter, forcing the others to kill their fallen comrades. The remaining soldiers take refuge in a tunnel to escape the relentless pursuit. Unfortunately, they encounter an alpha zombie inside, who tears one of the soldiers apart. Out of the three, only one manages to escape in time, saving his life. While heading toward Dr. Kelson's, a zombie suddenly lurks near Isla. Spike spots it and shoots it in the chest, killing it instantly. The scream of the dying zombie attracts more zombies who rush toward the mustard field, forcing Isla and Spike to run for their lives. Terrified, they take shelter in an abandoned eatery unaware that the place is filled with benzene gas, making it difficult to breathe. Just in time, the soldier who had escaped the tunnel arrives and rescues them by blowing up the eatery, killing many zombies in the explosion.
Benzene. Vaporized. I'm Eric.
The soldier introduces himself as Eric from Sweden. He carries the weakened Isla on his back while guiding Spike as they search for a safe place to hide. Spike points toward distant smoke, telling Eric that they need to reach there because a doctor is there. As they continue, they hear a disturbing cry coming from an abandoned train. Isla boards the train and finds a female zombie in labor, writhing in pain. Despite her fear, Isla helps deliver the zombie's baby and cuts the umbilical cord while Eric and Spike watch in shock. Suddenly, the mother zombie turns furious and lunges to attack, but Eric riddles her body with bullets. He then orders Isla to put the baby down so he can finish it off. Before he can act, the alpha zombie bursts into the train, drawn by the mother's screams. It grabs Eric and rips his head apart. Horrified, Isla and Spike freeze as the alpha stands before them. With no other choice, they grab the zombie baby and flee from the train. Just then, a man emerges from the woods and fires a dart at the alpha, paralyzing its movements. The man gently takes Eric's head from the alpha zombie's grip. Shortly, the unknown man turns out to be Dr. Kelson. Spike pleads with him to cure his mother, Isla. However, Kelson takes them to his residence, where he has constructed pillars made of human bones. In the middle of these pillars, he has built a monument of human skulls, which he calls the Memento Mori. Dr. Kelson places Eric's head into a fireplace and burns it until only the skull remains. Meanwhile, Isla keeps fondling a zombie child who appears to be uninfected. Moments later, Kelson retrieves Eric's skull from the fireplace, washes it carefully, and asks Spike to place it among the other skulls. Later, Dr. Kelson examines Isla and discovers that she is suffering from breast cancer. He reveals this to her, leaving her devastated. Isla apologizes to Spike for not telling him earlier, admitting she already knew about her condition. Spike asks Kelson if his mother is going to die, and Kelson confirms it. Heartbroken, Spike begs him to save her, but Kelson explains that there is no medicine that can cure Isla. Isla embraces her son one last time. Kelson then fires a dart at Spike, rendering him unconscious. Isla places the baby in Spike's lap and leaves with Dr. Kelson, telling her son she will always love him. She walks among the pillars of bones, allowing Kelson to end her suffering. Moments later, Kelson returns holding Isla's skull and asks Spike to find the best place to keep it. Realizing the skull belongs to his mother, Spike breaks into tears. He climbs the mound of skulls and gently places Isla's skull on top. Kelson and Spike then escape into a basement with the baby, fearing the alpha zombie has regained consciousness. The zombie grabs Dr. Kelson, but Spike quickly injects a dart into the creature's hand, paralyzing him again. Kelson urges Spike to leave with the baby before the zombie wakes up. Spike obeys and returns to the island, carrying the baby in a basket. 28 days later, Spike is seen fishing. Through a voiceover, he tells his father not to look for him because he is doing fine and will return to the island when he is ready. He mentions that he found Dr. Kelson, who isn't insane, but actually a kind man. Back on the island, the head of the community hears a baby crying outside the door. She rushes out and finds a baby in a basket with a letter from Spike. Jamie reads the letter and learns that Spike has named the baby Isla after his mother. Realizing her son sent the child, he runs to the door in tears. Meanwhile, Spike spots a zombie standing in the middle of the road, staring at him. He draws his bow and shoots an arrow, putting the zombie to sleep once and for all. Suddenly, a horde of zombies charges toward him, forcing Spike to flee. Just as he finds himself trapped, a group of zombie hunters arrives and saves him. The leader steps forward, introduces himself as Jimmy, and asks Spike to be his friend.